to welcome everybody to the August 18th, 2020 meeting of the Wayne City Council. If I could everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mayor Racy,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Porter,
Here.
Councilman Miller,
Present.
Councilman Webster,
Here.
Councilman Dowd,
Here.
Councilwoman Skiff,
Here.
Councilman Wagner.
Here.
Quorum is present.
Okay.
Just wanted to start off tonight's meeting. I want to wish Winifred Nichols, who's a resident of the city of Wayne. Today is her 110th birthday, so happy birthday, Winifred.
Oh, happy birthday. Item number 1 on our agenda is to approve the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda with one exception. I would like to remove item 8A, the budget amendment. The city administration and the court have to discuss some further items before finalizing this budget, so I'd like to remove it.
I'd support that.
Anything else? Roll call, please.
Okay, so a motion by Councilman Webster, supported by Mayor Pro Tem Porter, to approve the agenda with the exception of removing item 8A for further discussion. Mayor Pro Tem Porter,
Yes.
Councilman Miller. Are you muted? Councilman Miller? Oh, you're muted.
I think he's stuck.
Councilman
Yeah.
Miller, are you there?
He's stuck. He's frozen.
He's very still.
Yeah, I think he may have,
Yeah, lost signal.
Mayor, should we call him or wait till he, oh, there he is.
He's
There he
unstuck.
is.
He's unstuck.
Okay, Councilman Miller? Oh,
You're muted again.
okay, so we were doing the roll call for motion by Councilman Webster, supported by Mayor Pro Tem Porter, to approve the agenda with the exception of removing item 8A. And we had called on Mayor Pro Tem Porter was a yes, and Councilman Miller, if you'll unmute your mic.
You have to unmute your mic.
There we go. Oh, yes.
We can't hear you. You're muted again.
He's nodding.
Okay, that's a yes. Councilman Webster,
Yes.
Councilwoman Skiff,
Yes.
Councilman Wagner,
Yes.
Councilman Dowd,
Yes.
Mayor Racy,
Yes.
motion carries. Item 8A. Okay, item 2 is city council minutes of August 3rd, 2020.
Move to approve. Webster.
Support Dowd.
Any questions on this one? Concerns? Roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem Porter,
Yes.
Councilman Miller, Councilman Webster,
Yes.
Councilwoman Skiff,
Yes.
Councilman Wagner,
Yes.
Councilman Dowd,
Yes.
and Mayor Racy.
Yes.
Motion carries. We had next the public questions regarding any items on the agenda.
Okay. I'm going into the attendee area. If anybody has a question of something that's on the agenda, please raise your hand. And I just want to say that the rehab facility is not on tonight's agenda. So if you're here for that, that has been postponed again. So that'd be at the end. Anybody that has any questions on tonight's agenda, please raise your hand at this time.
And it's
It's star 6 on your phone, I believe, if you want to.
I think it was star 9.
Star 9.
Star 9 on your phone, if you want to raise your hand, because I have a couple phone numbers. Okay, seeing none, let's go ahead and move the agenda.
Okay. Item number 3 is presentations. 3A, Police Officer of the Year, Officer Michael Bolton. Chief Strong?
Mayor, members of council, tonight we're here to honor Officer Michael Bolton as Police Officer of the Year. Typically we do it a little bit earlier in the year. I put it off a little bit with hopes that we could have a live council meeting, but it appears that's probably not going to happen here in 2020, so we're going to do it tonight virtually. Just a little bit about Police Officer of the Year here at the Police Department. Police Officer of the Year, they're nominated by their peers. So for 2019, Officer Bolton was nominated by two separate of his peers, a sergeant and an officer. And then it goes before a panel consisting of me, a representative of the Command Officers Association, and representative of the Police Officers Association. Reviewed all the candidates for Police Officer of the Year, and Officer Bolton was unanimously selected. He was selected largely for his very hard work ethic. Most departments have a hard charger, and Officer Bolton is ours. He made several great arrests to help keep the community safe last year. Weapons offenses, somebody who broke into a residence here in Wayne. Not only did he arrest him, but he got him to confess to it before he arrested him. So he's great to have here at the department. We're proud to have him. And so I'd like to present him with this plaque, and I believe City Clerk Stanky has a resolution she's going to read. So congratulations, Officer Bolton. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'll go ahead and read that resolution. City of Wayne, 2019 Police Officer of the Year Resolution. Whereas Officer Michael Bolton has been given special recognition by being named Police Officer of the Year for 2019. And whereas Officer Bolton has earned this honor by displaying behavior that exemplifies the core values of the Wayne Police Department. He has one of the hardest work ethics in the entire department. He cares deeply about keeping his community and fellow officers safe. He works with integrity and respect for others. And whereas Officer Bolton was hired as a police officer by the City of Wayne in November of 2016. And Officer Bolton is assigned to the road patrol, where he works hard each and every shift, keeping dangerous criminals off our streets and promoting a positive image for the Wayne Police Department and law enforcement in general. And whereas Officer Bolton has a true passion for law enforcement in our community, whereas during 2019, Officer Bolton made numerous arrests for serious crimes, including weapons offenses, a home invasion, and serious assaults. And whereas Officer Bolton has taken a strong interest in training his fellow officers by becoming a field training officer. And now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor John P. Racy, on behalf of the City of Wayne City Council and the citizens of Wayne, do hereby commend and congratulate Officer Michael Bolton on being given special recognition for true professionalism and dedication to the community by being named Police Officer of the Year for 2019.
Congratulations, Officer Bolton. We're very proud of you.
Thank you,
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Glad to have him aboard, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
And he's a Wayne High grad, right?
He is, Mr. Mayor.
Right.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We ready to move?
Yes.
3B being DivDat kiosk presentation.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have Bob Walters here with DivDat that will be given the presentation.
Thank you, Katie.
Mayor and Council, my name is Bob Walters. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for DivDat, based in Detroit. I have 6 or 7 slides that I'd like to move through quickly. If I have the opportunity to share my screen, can I do that? Oh, I think I can. So I'd like to speak about the new payment kiosk that we've installed and what the solutions are and the opportunities for residents of Wayne. So first of all, I'll tell you about the new in-person bill payment option for city residents. I point out this is purely an option, but it's a nice new feature. I'll talk about how it works. I'll cover what bills can be paid and where it is located. So there's a new payment convenience for city residents and taxpayers. Wayne City Hall has been closed for a period of time. I think it's back open. But like so many other cities in the Metro Detroit area, city halls have been closed and they've been familiar and accustomed to having residents come in and make payments frequently in cash. A lot of people like to make their water bill and tax bill payments in cash, walk away with a receipt, and those opportunities have just been gone now that so many city halls have been closed. DivDat's been awarded an agreement from the city of Wayne, and we appreciate that very much, to be able to place new bill payment kiosks for the payments of Wayne water and tax bills. I'll show you a picture of the kiosk, but it's a kiosk very similar to an ATM. So it's self-service technology that so many people are accustomed to using today that's becoming very popular. It's self-service, and I'd like to thank Chief Strong for giving us the opportunity to place the first one in police headquarters. And we have several in other retail stores in the area. I'll show you where they are. People like to pay in cash. We have, Detroit is one of the Detroit area is the second highest cash preferred city in the United States, behind Miami. Sounds unusual, but it's the case. So there's a lot of cash just circulating in Detroit. People like to pay in cash. Payment offices have limited hours if they're open at all. So a lot of the major payment places, people like DTE Energy and many of the utilities used to take payments over the counter, and they've been closed. So the city has joined the DivDat kiosk network to allow water and tax bills to be paid at any of the 70 kiosks that are around the Metro Detroit area. The bill pay kiosk is self-service, which allow people to reduce person-to-person interaction. In the era of COVID, people are looking to reduce ways and find ways to operate self-service devices without dealing with people directly. The kiosks accept cash or checks. There's no fee for payment with cash or a check payment. They also accept credit cards and debit cards. And there is a 3% fee for credit and debit cards, which is customary in the industry. That's captured by the merchant processor for the clearing and the processing of the credit card. There are 70 kiosks in the Detroit area, including one in police headquarters. Benefits to residents include there's no fee. So people that used to come to City Hall and pay their water bill without a fee still don't have a fee. I contrast this to people that might go to the local a grocery store or a convenience store and you pay with MoneyGram or Western Union, there's often a $3 or $4 or $5 fee for making that payment, and credit occurs 36 to 48 hours later. So this is a convenience that saves residents from having to make a fee. They get a printed receipt, or they can get it emailed or texted to them, but people like a printed receipt in their hands after they make a payment. The payments post the same day. So if they're paying on the deadline, whatever payments they make are credited for that same day, so there's no delay. And then lastly, you don't need to have your bill handy. You can look up your bill by your address or by your account number, see what is due, and then make that payment at the kiosk. The kiosks look like this. They kind of look like an ATM. There's a very large touch screen that tells them what to pay, how to operate it, what to use. There's a credit card, debit card reader. There's a check reader. It accepts cash, no coin, currency only. There's a bill scanner. They can scan their bill or they can search by name, and you get a printed receipt. So many of these same features you'll find on an ATM. So a lot of people call it a reverse ATM. So instead of getting money out, you put money in, and then there's a TV topper on top that we're able to display community messages and other media. We have about 70 kiosks in the Detroit area and growing. So here's the one in the city of Wayne. As we adopt more Western Wayne County cities, we'll be populating the neighborhood with more kiosks. There's currently one at the Dollar Castle up at Ford Road and Middle Belt in Garden City that's taken a number of City of Wayne transactions. And the Saturn food store down on Van Born and Telegraph has taken a number of transactions. So it's very popular, and people just love the extended hours, the ability to go any time of the day or night and make their payments. So there's a number of bills that are accepted at these kiosks. They're all the same. They all accept the same bills. So they accept City of Wayne water and tax bills, DTE Energy, which is by far our most popular payment platform, delinquent Wayne County Treasurer. If your taxes go delinquent in the city of Wayne and you get past the deadline, the city can no longer accept payments. They make you go downtown to the Wayne County Treasurer. However, the Wayne County Treasurer is also on our platform. So Treasurer Eric Sabri has added this. So from the city of Wayne bill payment kiosk, they can pay both current city taxes and delinquent taxes, or if they're on a payment program with the Wayne County Treasurer, you can make those payments there also. The 36th District Court, which is the Detroit Court, is on the platform. We are working with a number of district courts throughout Western Wayne County to allow bond and fee payments at the kiosks. So hopefully that'll be coming soon for the city. And then other cities such as Detroit, Dearborn, Hamtramck, Redford, and Ecorse are on the platform. So a number of cities are already on the platform. Many more are joining. Couple pictures from the police department. Again, I'd like to thank Chief Strong for featuring this in a nice, safe, clean 24-hour location. So I think we've done 30 or 40 payments already in the last 2 or 3 weeks at this kiosk. So it's a nice service for the city. We appreciate it, and we think the residents love it. So with that, I just wanted to give a quick update, thank the city, thank the police chief, and if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them at this point.
Mayor,
Yeah. Yes,
Can you see
Councilman
me?
Dowd. Yeah, I can now.
thank you.
You can go after this.
Thank you, Mr. Walters. Great presentation and information. I just have one question
Yes.
in regards to the bills. If someone goes to make a payment, let's say the bill is past due, electric bill or whatnot, does the system accept the bill? Even let's say it's even your water bill, it's beyond, it's past due.
We've-
How does that work for the person?
Thank you for asking that. We follow all of the same rules, all of the same business rules you'd have at your counter. So, and I know the answer is yes, so they can pay a past due water bill. If there are any late fees or whatever that the city would apply, those continue to apply. This is an extension of your payment window that's in City Hall. So whatever business rules you've implemented, we continue to follow. So Ms. Sample has provided us with that. So part of our integration is to do exactly what you do at your payment window.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from council?
If there's nothing else, I appreciate everybody's time this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, wait, hold on one second. Councilwoman Skiff?
Kelly's got her hand up.
Yep, go ahead.
You're muted, Mayor.
We're trying to fix something a minute ago. Sorry. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question, Mayor?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I noticed that you put a map up showing the different locations. If somebody wanted to find out where these locations are, is it only online that you can go to find out where these locations are, or is there some other means that you can?
We have printed flyers. Thank you for asking that. We have printed flyers that we've placed in police headquarters that have a written list. You can go online and find the at divdatkiosk.com. It has a map and a written description of where all the locations are. Or if you call the phone number that's on the side of the machine, anytime somebody's got any question, we have a 24-hour hotline. They can call that phone number and they'll tell them where the next nearest kiosk is.
Thank you.
Anybody else? And I saw that you guys had been doing some advertising on, believe it was Facebook the other day, doing some promotion for the city.
We have. We've been working with the city and we like to inform as many residents as possible.
That's great. And you're still looking to put in one more, you said, right?
Yeah, there's even been conversation. We talked to the Garden Fresh store. We're still working with them over in town. And I think there's some opportunity when the Hype gym opens back up, when the gyms open back up, possibly that might be a good location.
Yeah, they've got a spot that would work perfectly for that.
Yeah.
So. Okay, anybody else had a question? Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll excuse myself.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Okay, item 3C is Wayne Main Street Downtown Cleanup Event, August 29th, 2020.
Is Lori here?
Ms. Lori.
Oro?
You're muted, Kevin.
Kevin's muted.
Hi there. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, I can.
Hi. I'm Lori Morrow with Main Street, and I just wanted to introduce myself and wish everybody, a good post-COVID, almost getting over what we've been dealing with here. And I wanted to let you guys know that we're working to do a cleanup, a citywide cleanup on Saturday, August 29th, starting at 9 a.m. to noon. We're looking for volunteers. Social distancing will be encouraged, as well as masks. We will ask if they can bring their own gloves, maybe bring their own broom, that type of scenario. And we're going to start registration at the museum beginning at 8:30. So people can come check in. We'll give them their areas. We have about 12 areas that we do throughout the city. We may have to downsize that just because, depending on our volunteer count. But we're very excited to get this going, as we tried to do this back in March, but it just didn't happen. So with that said, then I just want to thank Professional Insurance Associates. They're going to supply breakfast, and of course we'll have waters and all kinds of goodies for our volunteers. And that again is August 29th you guys can register at downtownwayne.org or call the office at Wayne Main Street.
Okay. Lori, what are the office hours now?
You know, the office hours are Wednesday and Thursday, 10 to 6. However,
Wednesday
I
and Thursday, you said?
Yes, that is Wednesday and Thursday, 10 to 6. And that is with the museum as well as Wayne Main Street. Now, we are remote a few of those days. However, we're going to start because we're starting the Scarecrow process and implementing that. So we'll be at the office more due to the fact that people will be coming in and asking for their Scarecrows starts. And that's something we'll discuss next meeting.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you guys. I appreciate your time.
Have a great night.
You too.
Okay, item number 4, site plan review. 4A being site plan 2020-03, Grual Trucking, vacant Annapolis, parcel ID 55015990026704.
Motion to approve.
Or
Second.
Okay. Lori, good evening.
I'm gonna be fill in for Lori. This is Mike.
Okay. Well, good evening, Mike.
Good
Your
evening,
voice.
Mayor, members of the council. Good to see you this evening. Nav Grelball is with us also this evening. On August 11th, she brought a site plan before the Planning Commission for their review. The site plan was reviewed by the Planning Commission and recommended unanimously to the council for approval. This site plan is a 2.8 acre piece of property on the south side of Annapolis, west of Treadwell. It's zoned IND 1, and this is a proposed trucking facility. I don't know if someone has this available in a picture format that they could put a picture online for everybody else that's watching, but if somebody had that picture, that would be real helpful to get that up on the screen. Phil, that's a great picture. What I'm looking for is kind of the plan view that's maybe a couple pages after that.
Might be backwards. I don't know how my screen is.
That looks great. That's perfect. And so this 2.8 acre parcel is going to be primarily a large facility for trucking, large parking facility for trucking. It is going to have a proposed 20 foot by 20 foot building that will be built with a proposed future building of 80 feet by 80 feet. So they're going to start out with a smaller structure first and then move later to a larger structure. The primary use of this is again for moving trucks in and out, and some storage will be taking place in these trucks. I think that's it for the moment.
I think we've lost Councilman Miller again. Go ahead.
Question?
Councilman Dowd.
Mr. Byton, for this facility, I got a little experience with trucking companies. Are they going to be performing repair and maintenance on site, or is this purely going to be a drop lot and an office function? And if they're going to do repair, is that currently zoned for what would be hazardous materials and everything that would be potential on site?
Nav, would you like to unmute yourself and answer that question?
Yes, for repairs, we will do the repairs when we have a shop. Right now, in the beginning, we will not have a shop. So we're just gonna have 20 by 20, like, I guess the shed guard maybe. So in the future plan, the building is gonna be 80 by 80, that will include a shop. Then we will do the repairs on site.
Next question is how many pieces of equipment are you looking to stage on site, as far as trucks, trailers?
You mean at all times?
Yeah, your fleet.
We have 50.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
This is a two-phase project, correct?
Yes.
Yes, it's possible. They're gonna start with this initial 20 foot by 20 foot structure. The parking spaces will largely stay the same. In the future, they are considering the larger structure. Mayor, I would also like to add that, the planning commission approved this, with the understanding that Nav Grewal would, agree to the 14 conditions that were submitted along with approval. So, if you would like to confirm that with her, this evening before council considers approval, I think that would be appropriate as well.
So Nav, you're okay with all the conditions?
Yes, I am okay. Yep.
Okay. Great. One second. Hold on, I'm gonna mute for just 1 second.
The 9171 is Tony.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Okay, this is for approval of site plan 2020-03. Mayor Pro Tem Porter,
Yes.
Councilman Miller, Councilman Webster,
Yes.
Councilwoman Skiff,
Yes.
Councilman Wagner,
Yes.
Councilman Dowd,
Yes.
and Mayor Racy.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, congratulations, Nav. We look forward to working with you, and thank you for your investment in our community.
Thank you.
Item number 5 is bid awards. 5A, approval of bid award to install outdoor lighting at the Wayne Veterans Memorial located on the south side of Wayne City Hall, 3355 South Wayne Road. Administration recommends accepting low bid by CRG Electric of Willis, Michigan, in the amount of $3,851 to be funded from the Wayne Veterans Memorial fundraising account. Approval subject to a written contract acceptable by both the city and the contractor.
Move to approve.
CRG Electric from Willis, Michigan for $3,851.
I will, I can read the bids and the amounts. One moment. Okay, CRG Electric of Willis, Michigan, $3,851. Corby Engineer Services of Belleville, Michigan, $4,975. Innovated Energy, CONT, I'm not sure what that is, Howell, Michigan, $5,480. Bayview Electric, Detroit, Michigan, $6,500. O'Donnell Electric, Whitmore Lake, Michigan, $8,540. Ruhorn Electric, Washington, Michigan, $10,814. J. Rank, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, $12,180. And Decima of Angola, Michigan, $13,275. And Councilwoman Skiff, you had made the motion to approve CRG Electric.
Second, Wagner.
Okay, Wagner.
Questions, discussion?
Just a question, I'm assuming these are going to be light poles, height wise and everything? That what it's gonna be? How many poles are we getting?
No, Mr. Byton, go ahead.
Mayor, members of the council, These will be ground lights mounted up toward the flag. There'll be one 10 feet on either side of the flagpole.
Any other questions? Councilman Skiff?
Yes, Mayor. I just have one question. It was mentioned in our packet that, that they have successfully completed electrical projects for us in the city before. Could you tell me what other projects they've, completed in our city for us?
They did some electrical work at our building engineering and fire department for us not too long ago. They did some light pole work, I believe, at the amphitheater, at the top of the amphitheater where we had a light pole that needed to be worked on. And I can't remember the others off the top of my head, but they've done good work for us.
Great, thank you.
I believe they put that power box in at the amphitheater, if I recall. They were the company that did that.
Very good.
Okay, any other questions? No, this is exciting. I think things are moving along great on this project, and we're going to be able to have a ribbon cutting here shortly. So this is one of the last things to get this really going. So thank you for all your work on this, Mike.
You're welcome.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Porter,
Yes.
Councilman Miller. Is that a yes? Yes. Councilman Miller? Yes. Councilman Webster?
Yes.
Councilwoman Skiff?
Yes.
Councilman Wagner?
Yes.
Councilman Dowd?
Yes.
Mayor Racy?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 6, public hearings. 6A, first reading on amended downtown development plan and tax increment finance plan.
Motion approved.
Support.
Well, we just need for the opening to be announced,
Yeah.
Mayor.
You're right.
I need to do open the public hearing. Public hearings now open for the wait a second. Yes, I'm sorry. I lost my place on here. For the downtown development plan. Do we have anybody in the attendee area that have any questions?
Mayor Racy?
Yes,
I'm sorry, this is Lori. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I was hoping I could start out before you open the public hearing, but since it's open, we'll just continue forward. If it's possible, I introduced Laura Haw from McKenna to do a presentation prior to the public making comments, so they have a very good understanding of what's happening.
Is
that be acceptable?
Is that fine, Tina?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, if I can. Again, like I said, Laura Haw, McKenna and Associates, they are partners. They did our DDA plan for us this year. It was a lot of work. They were fantastic at what they did, and I'm going to allow Laura to tell you what exciting projects have been put forward and why this happened. Laura?
Thank you very much. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, great. Thank you. As Lori mentioned, I'm Laura Haw. I'm a planner with McKenna, and it's my pleasure to discuss and present the DDA's downtown and tax increment financing plan tonight. Thank you for having me. As you may know, the DDA is required to maintain a current and relevant development and TIF plan. The sunset is approaching on the DDA's current plan, and this plan before you represents an extension of that for another 20 years. It's important to note that with this update as well, the DDA's plan is now in compliance with the latest state requirements of the it's Act 57 of 2018, and this changed the provisions that are needed in DDA plans. So with this plan update,
your DDA plan with the state's latest act. If I could just direct everyone to page 13 of the DDA plan. I think this is a very important piece of the plan, as it contains table 2, which really outlines all of the plan projects that the DDA can undertake over the next 20 years. And there are estimated start dates provided, but it's important to note that these are guidelines and are flexible. This plan recognizes that the timeframes and the cost estimates may change based on funding opportunities, based on partnerships, and based on availability of resources. And so it's the responsibility of the DDA every year to review Table 2, that's on page 13, review those projects and decide what are the top priorities for that coming year based on that available funding and those potential partnerships. Over the 20-year period for the life of this plan, approximately 24 million is anticipated to be captured as TIF revenue. At their July meeting, the DDA did review and recommended approval of the plan to council with several changes, including a new line item in Table 2 for technological advancements. And this reads, to plan and aid in the development for technology advancements in the downtown, including but not limited to partnering with outside agencies, applying for grants, providing for curbside drop-off pickups, rideshare, and autonomous vehicles, expanding infrastructure, broadband, etc. So the next step really is for the public hearing to move forward this evening and to have that first and second reading by council and incorporate any of those comments by the public. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, and thank you for this opportunity.
Great, thank you.
Mayor, I think Lori had something else she wanted to talk about.
Lori?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The one thing I do want to point out to the council, the maximum amount of bonded indebtedness is not listed in your plan this evening. The reason for that is that based on the project list, we had to send that to Plant Moran, and they looked at our numbers along with bond counsel to determine what that maximum amount is going to be. That will be in your final draft. So when you actually adopt the document, that dollar amount, which will be consulted with Plant Moran, will be in that document. So there will be one change. That's all I had, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. We first going to have to do, it's first public because it's a public hearing. Anybody of the attendees have anything that they would like to speak on in the public hearing on the plan? If so, please raise your hand or hit *9 on your telephone to be recognized. Anybody? Okay, seeing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Porter,
Yes.
Councilman Miller, I think he's froze again. Councilman Miller,
Oh, there he goes.
All right.
Okay, keep going.
He'll be back.
Councilman Webster,
Yes.
Councilwoman Skiff,
Yes.
Councilman Wagner,
Yes.
Councilman Dowd,
I was just faking you out. Yes.
Mayor Racy.
Yes. I think,
Okay.
hold on.
Pause it. I was trying to pause for Councilman Miller.
Yeah, hold on a second. Councilman Miller, you have to unmute your telephone. If you are on this, I can see you in the attendee list. We need you to unmute. Tina, Councilman Miller's back.
Councilman Miller, your vote on closing the public hearing? So we were just, it was a motion to close the public hearing made by Webster and seconded by Skiff.
He's still on mute, Mayor. You have to unmute him.
He was unmuted and he's got
He's muted. There you go.
So you're fine to close this, Councilman Miller? Everybody else has already voted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Then I need a motion for the approval of the first reading.
Motion to approve the first reading.
Support Dowd.
Now council questions. Now we can talk. Councilman Wagner.
Is now an appropriate time to ask questions about the planned projects of the DDA, or should that be done at a later time?
Ms. Goen?
It's up to you, Mayor Racy. I'm happy to answer questions. If there's a lot, you might want to send them via email and I can answer them when we do the final reading, or if there's not too many, I can attempt it right now.
I just have two. I think they'll be short ones.
That's perfectly fine then.
It says project holiday decorations, estimated cost of $1,400 per pole. What kind of holiday decorations that aren't gold plated cost $1,400 per pole?
Councilman Wagner, that's not just for decoration, and that's extremely high. We're looking probably more towards 1,000 per pole. That's the lighting, the light, as well as the brackets. So we have not determined what we're going to be spending. There's been a committee put together. The average, if you do something very nice, is 1,000 a pole, but I don't think we're going to go that big this year.
You also have to put money in there to have it installed in that too, so.
Yeah, that's correct. I
including those
apologize.
numbers
You're
in
right.
there. Yeah.
My other question would be the acquisition and demolition of $650,000 estimate. Have you identified particular buildings that you're interested in? And again, I don't need to know which one of those are right now, but I'm just wondering, do you have specific ones in mind?
We do not at this time. We put that in there for flexibility purposes for the future.
Okay, thanks.
You'll notice a lot of these, on the bottom half, a lot of these go to 2040, and it's just trying to have a projection so you're able to understand that the DDA has an idea where they're trying to go. And so that when we have things come before us, we can go, oh yeah, this fits in the plan. We should go figure out how to fund something or not fund something. Kind of gives a real good guideline to measure your progress and to actually see that the DDA is accomplishing what they're setting out to do. Any other questions?
Yeah, if I may.
Yes.
Just because I know it's not on this line item right now, but being kind of conscious to where automotive is going, and you did touch on it briefly with autonomous and everything. Would it be safe to say that possibly in the DDA element in this planning that a charging station, like I've gone to Ann Arbor and there's charging stations that are in public, down in their Main Street area, is that something that could possibly be added? Is an electric charging station, quick charge station under this DDA plan, or is that got to be managed maybe by a different silo? Just a question out there.
Well, it's all going to be a matter of what the will of the DDA board is, but certainly that kind of falls all within that realm. And Laura, if you want to chime in, I would be happy.
Sure, thank you. So I think if the DDA was interested, that may be fully taken on by the DDA. It may be a partnership with other regional agencies or maybe just with the city. But that would certainly fall under the technology advancements or utility improvements.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we added that because we knew that there was going to be something with the autonomous vehicle coming down the pike. So, any other questions? Councilwoman Skiff, you're looking like you want to hit your button.
I did want to hit my button, but I didn't want to talk.
I could tell.
Yes, that's dangerous.
Anybody else? I just want to thank Lori and Laura for all their work on this. This is something I've wanted to see us do for a long time, and I appreciate us being able to have this ability with the grant. Thank you to the city manager that we were able to make all this stuff work. It's pretty exciting that I feel like we have our DDA headed in the right direction. When I first got on the DDA board, it was a DDA that just met twice a year, and they just approved whatever the administration at that time wanted to have happen, and it was just mailing it in. And I really am proud of our DDA. Everybody I feel is engaged at this point and invested in trying to better our community and continue to try to figure out ways to make the city of Wayne better. And I think you just by seeing this plan, I think we're stepping it up and really moving the ball on this. And thank you for everybody for making this document and getting us in the position that we can start moving this forward. So I appreciate that. With that, roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem Porter,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Webster,
Yes.
Councilwoman Skiff,
Yes.
Councilman Wagner,
Yes.
Councilman Dowd,
Yes.
Mayor Racy,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 8A being removed. 8B is approval of resolution regarding the Great Lakes Water Authority establishing a regional sewerage disposal system to operate, control, and improve the sewage disposal system leased from the city of Detroit, and that the city of Wayne concurs in the industrial pretreatment programs, rules, and regulations.
Missed communications.
I did. I skipped communications. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Let's just back up there.
Okay.
Item 7, communications and reports. 7A, investment report quarter ending June 30th, 2020. And 7B, revenue and expenditure report for period ending July 2020.
This a file and receive kind of thing?
Yes,
File and receive, please.
thank you.
Dowd.
Now on to 8B. And would you like me to read that again?
You can give us the cliff notes.
It's approval of resolution regarding the Great Lakes Water Authority establishing a regional sewage disposal system to operate, control, and improve the sewage disposal system leased from the city of Detroit, and that the city of Wayne concurs in the industrial pretreatment programs, rules, and regulations.
That sure sounded like the full story.
It is the full story. You all should get it, have it now, down pat.
Wish you counsel.
All right, can you read that again?
I can, okay. Approval of,
Kidding.
Just kidding.
I ask a question before a motion is made.
We have to have a motion first to be able to have discussion.
Move to approve.
okay, with that, Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem?
And we, Councilwoman Skiff. Okay, Councilman Wagner?
I'm assuming this is something that we have to approve.
Yeah, we're gonna have Mr. Queen talk about this next. Is that fine? Can I have him talk before you're good? Okay. Ed?
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. So basically what this is, it's an agreement that we already have in place. So it's something that's already there. It was established back in 1992. And so all that this really is, it's a resolution to formalize the agreement for Great Lakes Water Authority. So it's more or less a name change to that agreement that I believe you may have had in your packet. And so it's just changing from DWSD, which was Detroit Water and Sewerage Department, because Great Lakes Water Authority now controls that end of it as far as sewage, the water treatment, and also the wastewater treatment. And so it's basically, it's just a name change from DWSD to Great Lakes Water Authority, and the agreement is still in place right now, currently. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions from council? Anybody? Anyone? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Porter,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Webster,
Yes.
Councilwoman Skiff,
Yes.
Councilman Wagner,
Yes.
Councilman Dowd,
Yes.
Mayor Racy,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome.
Number 9 is administration reports.
Through the chair.
Yes,
Good evening.
Lisa.
Good evening. Before I just have a few items, but before I go into my report, Jody Willock, the library director, is on the phone and she wanted to discuss a new program coming up, Mayor.
Jody?
Hello, can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Great, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to speak tonight. I wanted to share a new resource from the library called tutor.com. Especially with Wayne Westland schools starting virtually this year, we've been looking at ways to support residents, and we think that tutor.com is going to be a great resource. So tutor.com offers one-on-one on-demand tutoring and homework help over the computer. They won't do your homework for you, but they'll help you understand concepts, work through problems, and you'll be interacting one-on-one with a real live person over the computer in real time via text chat or audio chat. They offer help in 60 different subjects, everything from kindergartners to adults. So they have help in traditional primary and secondary subjects like English, math, science, but they also offer test prep, GED, citizenship tests, SAT, and help for adults, such as with job searching, writing resumes, filling out online applications, preparing for interviews. Tutor.com is available every day from 2 to 10 p.m. And again, this is a service that the library has subscribed to, so there is no cost to the people using it, and there's no limit on how often you can use it. To use tutor.com, you just need a valid library card and PIN number from the Wayne Public Library, and you can find a link to it right on the front page of the library's website. And if it's been a while since you've used the library, or you're not sure if your card's good, or you have any issues or questions, please get in touch with us. While the library building is still closed to the public, we are open for pickup and phone and email help for all of our regularly scheduled hours. So please contact us however is convenient for you, and we'll get you set up. I really think that tutor.com is going to be a very useful resource for everyone. And I'm thrilled to be able to provide it, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Councilwoman Skiff.
Thank you. Yes, Jody, I just have one question. Do you know how the tutors are recruited for this program? Like how they choose who's going to be a tutor for this program?
They do have actually one of the people who works at the library has also worked as a tutor for tutor.com. So I think they have a lot of people in the education field or college students who are working, who have expertise in the particular area that they're tutoring in. So not all tutors tutor all subjects. They have to have experience and knowledge in the specific subject that they're tutoring in.
Thank you.
I don't want to have a lot of questions, but Councilman Dowd.
Just to clarify, because obviously this is going to be a great opportunity to get more library cards in play. because you can't get the benefit of the service that the library is sponsoring without a card. Being that you're probably not doing walk-ups, can you kind of elaborate how one would go about getting a card? What kind of documentation do you need to have a card?
Certainly. So cards are available for anyone who lives in the city of Wayne. If you already have a card that's just lapsed, we can get you up and running again over the phone or email. If you've never had a card, we do have an application for a temporary digital card that'll allow you to access all of our digital resources like tutor.com and Hoopla and Libby for downloadable audiobooks and such. There's a link to that on our website as well. Right at the bottom of the page, I think it says if you need a digital library card, you can do that right online. And then once things are a little back to normal a little more, you can convert that card into a traditional card with borrowing privileges for real physical materials. But if you want to get a digital card and get started without ever leaving your home, you can do that just through our website, as long as you live in the city of Wayne.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Real quick, Jody, do you have an idea when or if the library is going to open again here soon?
You know, we're kind of taking it week by week. While we've been open for pickup only, we've used the time to do a full inventory of our collections, which hasn't been done in, I think, ever since the library opened. So that was very, very needed. So we're doing, continuing with the pickup for right now, but keeping an eye on cases and considering recommendations from the state as well as the Michigan Library Association, Library of Michigan, and what other libraries in the area are doing and doing successfully. So that's kind of a long answer to say, no, I'm not sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep, city manager.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Jody, and thanks for letting me know that you needed to speak tonight. It was a great presentation. All right, just before I go to the next person, I'm going to have our city clerk. She had a couple of updates, but I just want to say that I just want to say what a great job Tina, the city clerk staff, the volunteers did on the primary election. Tina, you and your team, the volunteers signed, and great job. It's a pleasure working with you, certainly. So, without further ado, I'm going to have the city clerk provide an update this evening.
Thank you, Lisa. Yes, I would like to echo that. As far as my staff, first and forefront, they really worked hard during all this process. It was a very busy election, but the election workers performed, wonderfully. New people, each election is different. I throw them in there by the seat of their pants. I give them as much instruction as I can, and this is the second election that they've just done marvelously. There wasn't a hiccup one in the whole process, and they did an outstanding job, and I'm very proud of them. But with that, the August election being done, and we're segueing right into the November general, which will be even busier. In August, we had like a 44% increase in absentee ballots from the 2016 primary election. So we're looking for even more absentee ballots for this general November election. Something that's exciting is we are going to get a ballot deposit box strictly for ballots, which we will locate out on the side of the building a little bit away from the deposit box. And that's going to be fully funded from Wayne County. So that's really exciting. I'm glad to be having that. And we're getting a lot of phone calls. People are concerned about getting their ballots. And I just wanted to say that the ballots haven't even been printed yet. We're expecting to get those delivered to us by the county on September 17th. But I have to have time to sort them and issue them to all the people that have already turned in applications. So that will be being done that week of, they'll be delivered on Saturday the 17th. That whole next week we'll be issuing, stuffing, and getting a big bulk mailing together. And then I'm looking for issuing over the counter to walk up ballot requests on Monday, the 28th. That's my plan. Certainly, if you are interested in voting an absentee ballot and you haven't turned an application in yet, or you're not sure if you turned in an application yet, just give my office a call or stop in. We'll be glad to check that for you. Just takes a couple minutes. And also, to wrap it up, I just wanted to say I'm always looking for election workers. I have an outstanding team, but I'm looking for more because this election will be a lot more busier. So if anyone who's interested that would like to be involved in it, a lot of the people who do it the first time want to come back. And I've had one that came in as an inspector. She was a co-chair, and now she's going to be a chairman for the next election. And a lot of people really enjoy it. So give it a try. Earn extra money, meet new people, give it a try. Stop by the clerk's office and grab an application. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tina. Just a couple of things. We wrapped up the, I know Councilman Webster will touch a little bit more, but we wrapped up the Parks and Trails cleanup program for this summer. We were able to do 3 out of 4 of the cleanups. And I have to say, we got a lot done. We busted our humps this summer, as we always do. And I want to thank the committee members who showed up. I wanted to thank the 29th District Court Substance Abuse Program who showed up for the last 2 cleanups. They were tremendous, hardworking. It was great to have them there. And I want to thank the citizens and the council members who stepped up, and the council members who were there in spirit too, and who have been there in the past. We were able to tackle Dynamite Park and Mill Trail, and then the cross-country team tackled Washington Trail, which was great. We did the first week, we tackled Civitan Park. That was some heavy weeding, but it looked great once we were done. And then this weekend, we tried to do 2 parks, but we were only able to do Angelo DeMario. And I'll tell you, that was a lot of weeding by hand. We do that by hand because we don't want to spray chemicals where the kids play. So I have to thank the volunteers for that dedication. The chief of police and I were talking about how our hands still hurt from pulling weeds, and I'm sure others do too. But benches were painted, picnic tables were painted, and there was brush removed. The pavilion was painted and sanded. It looked great when we left. So I just want to thank everybody. I think it was a solid summer, despite what we had to do, wearing masks and doing everything else we had to do outdoors. But every little bit made a difference. So I just want to thank everybody. And Mayor, I hope to, at a future meeting, thank everybody by name. So once we get everything together. The other thing I wanted to I want to thank the DPW too. The Public Works Department was incredible. They did a lot of work, and they were instrumental in this as well. So thank you, Ed, and the team. Just to give you a little bit of an update, since March, as you know, I've been working on reimbursement grants for COVID. And the reimbursement grants right now, the amount that I have submitted with Katie's help as well, is for $1,077,848 in grant funding. And I'm not saying that we're going to get every dollar back, but that's what we've submitted. The majority of that comes from a recent CARES that I've reported to you, a recent CARES funding that came down through the state that is meant to cover first responders. So we submitted for police, fire, and DPW. And we were only allowed to submit for April and May for pay, benefits, overtime, fringes, healthcare, everything. So that took up the majority, $978,000, 761. So that took up the majority in the lion's share. And the other portion comes from other reimbursement funding that we've asked for through FEMA. I just so you understand what it takes to work on all this, and the reconciliation is, for our first FEMA funding request, we are getting $27,000 back out of 37. They're taking 25% off the top. I had to fill out 23 pages of information today for $27,000. And it wasn't easy information. It takes days to do this, and it takes a lot of work to do this reconciliation. And certainly, I'll fight for $1. I'll write 30 pages for $1 if we have to with our funding status. But just so you understand how much work it takes and how much research it takes. So we're going to continue to push as hard as we can. We hope to hear about the payroll grant within the next month and a half. And then as far as FEMA's going, I submitted for the first round today, all of that paperwork. So hopefully we'll have 2 more rounds coming too. And then I just want to thank Lori and the DDA. I don't have much to do with the DDA. That's really, that's the chair and the organization, but I'm sorry, the board. But I just want to say how really excited I was to see this list that was presented tonight of projects. This is where we should be. This is what we should be doing. And this is what should have been done years ago across the board with planning for the future, planning ahead, planning capital improvements. And to be honest with you, I mean, and not to, get all savvy, but this is a huge step for the DDA and for the city when you have an ability to see something like this on paper, because I want nothing more than to be able to get to a point where we can have a seamless capital improvement plan that we can work from moving forward. Things in the city are falling apart. Things are, they don't last forever, and there was no planning for this. And so we are scraping for funds and doing the best we can, but at least we have ideas now, even through water and sewer, that planning that we do for trucks and other things. At least we have an idea, and we're getting to that point where we're acting smarter. We're being more proactive than reactive, and we have to keep working on that. So thank you for your support. Thank you to the DDA, Lori, for their hard work on that. It's refreshing to see that report. So other than that, I just want to say thank you for everybody again for the park cleanup, to the board, and I look forward to getting together soon and planning for next year. That'll conclude my report this evening, Mayor and Council.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Public comments for matters not on the agenda pursuant to Michigan Open Meetings Act and the enacted procedures and rules of City Council. Now is time for public comment. Any questions will not be answered this evening, but the appropriate person will make their best effort to respond by the next council meeting or as soon as possible, provided you state or leave your contact information with the city clerk. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Hey, anybody in the attendee room have anything that they would like to speak on this evening? Please raise your hand in the attendee room. And or *9 if you're on your telephone, then we can activate you to be able to speak. Is there anybody in the attendee room that would like to speak this evening?
Good evening,
Emily.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, the Wayne City Council. I just want to echo what the city manager said. I was really pleased to hear some of the things you've been doing with your DDA. That is actually really great. I want to introduce myself. My name is Emily Bauman, and I am currently a candidate for the state representative for the Wayne Westland areas. And I just wanted to take a minute to introduce myself because I believe I'll be a strong candidate for my cities in Lansing. I'm a wife, just real briefly, I'm a wife of 24 years and a small business owner. And I want to make myself available for anyone to reach out to me to discuss any issues. I can be reached at 248-509-4744. And my website, if you're curious, is emilybauman.com. And my email is emilyb@emilybauman.com. And I just want to share that I actually believe an elected office is one of the greatest levels of trust a community can bestow on one of their own. I value that trust and look forward to speaking to many of you on this call and in this city. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce myself.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else in the attendee area that would like to speak this evening? *9 if you're on a telephone. Anybody else would like to speak this evening? Okay, seeing none, please move the agenda.
Item number 10 is the consent calendar. Items in the consent calendar are the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting of July 9th, 2020, Planning Commission meeting of July 30th, 2020, and Downtown Development Authority meeting of July 8th, 2020.
Motion to approve.
Or Webster.
Okay. Questions? Roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem Porter,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Got to unmute.
yes. Councilman Webster,
Yes.
Councilwoman Skiff,
Yes.
Councilman Wagner,
Yes.
Councilman Dowd,
Yes.
and Mayor Racy.
Yes.
Motion carries.
May I ask maybe that Councilman Miller puts a thumbs up? Just because the head nod doesn't always show up, I think it's better if we have, the clerk has that backup. For anybody who does, have
Yeah.
issues with
Or have a
audio.
sign that says yes or no.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's frozen again. Either that or he really.
Yeah.
He disappeared.
There he is.
He's
It's a
doing
good
magic.
magic trick.
Okay.
Okay, comments from members of city council.
Okay, Councilwoman Skiff.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to thank Bob Walters tonight for his presentation on the kiosk. That it was a great presentation. I very rarely get excited about new technology, but I was very excited to hear about the opportunity for residents to be able to pay in cash and just the multiple things that they're able to pay for. So I wanted to thank him for his presentation, and looking forward to, I've already seen the one at the police station. I haven't used it, but if I need to, I'm glad to know that it's there. I also wanted to thank the city manager, Lisa Nosterini, for her hard work and just obtaining the work that she's been doing to obtain the grant money for our city. Wow, I didn't realize that there were so many pages that you needed to fill out. I knew anytime that you are applying for those things that they are very thorough, and there's a lot of work that goes into it, but I would have never imagined almost 30 pages. So kudos to you. Thank you so much for all that you do for our city, and keep up the good work. I wanted to mention that today is the 100th anniversary of the signing of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. It is estimated that today there are 70 million women that actually vote. So I just wanted to make mention of that historic moment in time in our nation, and something that we can all be very proud of. I'm thankful that I've never had to know what it was like to not vote, and thank so much the women who stood up and fought for the right for us to be able to vote, and just very grateful for this and this moment in our history. Also, I don't know if anybody's aware, but August is the National Black Business Month. So I'm just mentioning that to encourage those who know any Black business owners, especially those in the city, that you would patronize them during this month. I frequently do the Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I've already been there this month, and I will be going again this month, and probably the next month after that, and the next month after that. So when you have a great business going and the customer service is great, it's something that you always want to patronize, but I especially appreciate them and wanted to say thank you, and you will see me soon. I wanted to mention also that for those who want to obtain a hard copy of our agenda, you can do so now in the clerk's office. Council usually gets our packet the Thursday before the Tuesday meeting of the next following week. So I believe that probably anytime like Thursday, Friday probably would be available. If not, I'm sure Tina will correct me. But you can obtain a hard copy from the city clerk's office. We are not putting them out where they can normally be obtained before a meeting due to the COVID. But I just wanted to make mention that that is available to you. Also, if you wanted more, again, there is a fee if you wanted to get the other items other than the agenda. There would be a small fee. But if you can't do that, just contact me. I'm also making my telephone number available. some of you already have it, and congratulations to those of you who got it. I don't know how you did, but you're welcome to call me anytime. And I also have another telephone number that you can reach me at. You can text me at this one, 734-392-4824. If you have any questions before the meeting of anything that's on the agenda, you can text me or call me. I normally do answer my phone. If I don't answer, unfortunately, you can't leave a voice message. Just text me to call you, introduce yourself, who you are, and I will definitely call you back. Also, of course, you can always email me at kskiff@cityofwayne.com. I also just want to say congratulations to Michael Bolton for the Wayne Officer of the Year. Thank you for your excellent work in our city and all that you've done to keep us safe and protect us and serve our community. Thank you very much. And just one other thing I have to mention, I was asked to mention from Merge Community Church. On August 29th, they will be doing a backpack giveaway. The address to, let me see, I thought I wrote it down. No, I'm sorry, maybe I didn't. I can get that for you next meeting. But the backpack giveaway starts at 1 p.m. and it goes until 4. There will be 250 backpacks, and also we'll have supplies in them. It is a first come, first served basis. I can tell you, they are located on Vinoy Road, just south of the railroad tracks and on the east side. So with that, that'll be it for my comments tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Merge is in between American Jetway, right there. And our next meeting September 1st, so you would be too late and you would not get a backpack. So anyway, Councilman Miller. We can't hear you still. You may want to check with your service provider to see what your internet speed is, because that might be what your problem is. Might be some issue with your service provider. Okay, thank you. Councilman Webster.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to reiterate something that Councilwoman Skiff said. Definitely check out Tropical Smoothie. They're a fantastic business. My wife and kids love going there, so please give them a look, as well as a lot of our other great businesses here in the city. Northside Hardware, Helium, Dairy Queen. We have a lot of great businesses that need our support. So please don't forget them during this time. Other than that, I also want to congratulate Officer Bolton. It's very well deserved based off everything that we heard tonight about what he's done over the past year. He definitely deserves this honor. So I thank him for all that he does. It's not an easy job, and he goes out there for the benefit of everyone in the city. So I want to thank him for that. Aside from that, I just want to thank everyone that has come out this year for all the park and trail cleanups. We've got a lot done. The last few years we've got a ton done. We've made these parks look amazing, and we couldn't do it without the help of DPW, the support of the administration. The city manager has been out to almost everything. She is constantly there on her hands and knees, pulling weeds, helping to trim trees, all sorts of things. So, she's been heavily involved, as well as many members of the city council and the citizens of this city. So I can't thank everyone enough for all your hard work. And unfortunately, I don't know this gentleman's name, but he was through the court, and he came on Saturday, and by himself, he sanded the entire pavilion for DeMario and painted it himself, and it looks absolutely amazing. So I will get his name, because I want to make sure that he gets the recognition that he deserves for all the hard work that he did. But I think we bit off a little bit more than we could chew with having both Sue Wynn and DeMario on. I don't think we really realized how much work was there just in pulling weeds. The basketball court was filled, as well was the play structure. So we really didn't have the time to get over to Sue Wynn. I know we did discuss maybe doing another one this year. Parks and Trails Committee is going to have to get together and discuss that. Schedule permitting, we may do one possibly in September or beyond that, but that'll be something that we'll announce at that time. If not, that'll definitely be probably the first one that we touch next year. And with that, I'll pass.
Hey, Councilman Dowd.
Thank you, Mayor. I first wanted to congratulate Officer Bolton to be nominated by your peers and be recognized. Certainly, I'm sure is an achievement and that is one to remember. Also, I wanted to, on that same note, I know that Chief Strong had mentioned that we have a lieutenant retiring. I just wanted to best wishes to Lieutenant McKay, who's retiring, I believe, at the end of the month, based on what I read today. So I wanted to acknowledge him and thank him for his, I'm sure, many years of dedication and service, the Wayne PD. Also, I wanted to, I stopped by the memorial, the Veterans Memorial this weekend, and what beautiful stones these are, and what a great presentation and representation to the many, many different branches and the many, many, many generations, both past and future and current. And I think this is just such a great statement for our city and for the people. So I want to say I was overwhelmed with emotion when I went there. My dad served in the Korean War in the Army, tank division. So my brother was in the Marines. They wouldn't take me because I was colorblind. And by that time I had already had 2 knee surgeries, but I was hell bent on going in the Marines. Also, I wanted to lastly wish my granddaughter a happy birthday. Peyton Shea, good Irish name, had her birthday, and she's down in Florida celebrating it at the age of 10. So first granddaughter, happy birthday, Peyton. With that, I'll pass.
Councilman Wagner.
Thank you. Councilwoman Skiff, you covered everything, I think. So anyway, thank you to everyone who came to the park cleanup this past Saturday. Thank you, Officer Bolton, for all the hard work you do in our city. The downtown Main Street cleanup is coming up. That's already been covered. I'm already signed up. Hopefully you'll sign up too. And that's it. Thanks.
Mayor Pro Tem, glad to have you here tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to mention the nice plaque on the wall right behind the mayor's head. If you read it, it says "People, Pride, and Progress." So if we look at that really quick, let's start with progress. We've got the DDA on tonight. What a great thing that was. We got kiosks now that we can help pay our bills through. If you work day shift and you can't make it to City Hall, you have somewhere you can pay it in cash. People. I have a great appreciation for everybody that has reached out to Bonnie and I during these tough times. People in Wayne are fantastic. I just can't even say any more than fantastic. And then we go with pride. Police Officer Bolton, Officer of the Year. New DDA plan. Parks cleanup. And as I just mentioned, the people that reach out and do and ask to do things to help other citizens and other residents. I'm just amazed at the city, even yet. I've been here 30 years and I still love it. I still love all the people. And I want to thank everybody. And I want to thank Wayne City Council. I want to thank all the administration for the fantastic job that everybody does. Council gets a little bit of criticism now and then, but there's not one of us sitting up here that doesn't try to do the best that we can for our city. And I want everybody to realize that we're all taxpayers. We're all residents of this city. So please keep that in mind when you criticize that we are residents here also. Thanks, that's all.
Thank you. I too want to thank the clerk's office. They did a great job making sure that this election went off without a hitch, and we're just really thankful to have Tina in that position. We really lucked out with getting a quality clerk in here to be able to handle the job. So Tina, you and your team has done it again. Have done a great job, and we really appreciate everything that you're doing for our community. So thank you. I had to double check to make sure I wasn't muted, and I had to say it all over again. One of the things I think that the county has been doing a tremendous job through this COVID crisis, and I want to thank them for everything that they've been able to do to try to reach out to the community. There's calls on a weekly basis that I participate most of the time on those when I can. And but if you're looking for information about what's going on with the COVID crisis, if you go to waynecounty.com, and right on their homepage, there's a link to their page. All the information that has been shared on Facebook that on the city site and on my personal page, they have that information and so much more that you can really dive into the numbers and really get a good handle on what's happening in Wayne County. It doesn't include Detroit, but it really gives you an idea, and you can look at all the different graphs and just really see how this virus has been attacking our communities in Wayne County. Some really exciting news that we had last week with I got to Wayne County invited myself and other mayors from Detroit and to Ann Arbor on a phone call. It was actually a Zoom call last week, right before the Thursday announcement about the automated vehicle test track that they're working on with Ford Motor Company and Google, and there's a bunch of other organizations that are involved in that. But I just don't know. It's one of those things that if you didn't catch it right away, it's really a big deal. Once it'll take a couple years to get everything ironed out, and they're going to be doing testing and different stuff. But they're really building the roadway of the future. They're looking at ways to be able to connect to the airport also with this, and automated vehicles to even be able to take cargo back and forth from Detroit to Ann Arbor, and we're in the middle of it all. And there's only that I'm aware of is what we're talking about trying to do here in Wayne County, and I think China's trying to do something right now, trying to map this technology out. So when you think about cutting edge technology and things that are going on, these automated vehicles, this stuff has been going on in California, but they realized that they needed to come to the Motor City where the birthplace of all of this stuff happening with the auto industry, and they needed that expertise. And so they're bringing this stuff here, which is going to be a really big deal for the economy. It's going to be a really big deal for jobs and bringing people into our region. So I thank you, thank you to Ford and Google. This is a $750 million project that they're projecting that is not costing the taxpayers on this. This is a privately put together and working on this long-term plan. And they know that it's not going to make anything on the first one, but once they figure this out, it's going to expand throughout the world. And we're on the cutting edge of something like that. So time will tell, but I think that's pretty exciting to think that we're in the midst of some of this that is going on. Then I want to thank the Parks and Trails Committee. They have done another outstanding job that we've been able to get things done when we don't have the money to do some of the things that we'd like to do. I am encouraged that once we're able to sell the rec center, that we're gonna start building, invest some money back into our parks and trails and start, having, those to the place that we would like to see them again. And, they're worth investing, our community's worth investing in, and, as we're, dealing with these difficult times, I think it's great that we have people stepping up and making a difference to try to make sure that we can still have the services that we all know and have grown to love, and get people out and enjoying the community. And I also want, when we were doing the project on Saturday, people don't realize we're doing that, and DPW is working to help us with that. We're also dealing with a water main break at the same time. And there was one of the people that were helping us out. Ended up having to work that whole day. I think they came in very early in the morning. They worked the shift, worked on the Parks and Trail thing, and then had to go work on the water main break. And I'd say it probably was at least 9 o'clock when they drove past my house, and they were getting ready, finishing up on that. And what a fine job. I don't think that people realize the work that DPW does when we're asleep, or when on the weekend when they've already worked their shift, and they come in to make sure that people have water, and it's an essential service, and they do a great job to help out and do to really make a difference for our citizens. So thanks to the DPW for that. And lastly, I just want to thank Cross Point Church. They weren't able to do their normal event that they do, their community outreach that they normally do. And for my business, we've participated in it since the inception. I probably trying to help them and make sure that people come out to the event. But they sent over a gift basket to our business, and I know that they were doing to other businesses that have participated in trying to reach out to all the businesses that have helped them this year, and reach out to them this year. I think that's a great testament and testimony to what they're trying to do, and trying to give back to the people that have made their event such a success. So thank you to them, and I look forward to them being able to do something in 2021. So with that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, Wagner.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Have a great night. Thank you for coming. See you September 1st.